Have you guys ever submitted a card you thought was going to get a really good grade, and then when you got it back, it didn't? Let's talk. I think a lot of people believe that they themselves have a great eye for grading cards. And I'm not saying that people don't. I'm just saying I think there's a lot more people in this world that think they're really good than they really are, if that makes sense. Not me though. I suck. I honestly feel like I just get lucky half the time, to be honest. Let's say I go to Target. I get a blister pack. I open it. Boom. I get a Charizard. I'm looking at this Charizard. I'm like, damn, that's a pretty nice Charizard. I pack it up. I'm getting it graded. I send it all the way out to PSA. I wait what feels like an eternity, and guess what? It came back. I opened the box, and boom, there it is. An 8. A PSA 8. And I was anticipating it was going to be a PSA 10. I'm screwed, right? No. I'm sitting there. I'm wondering, how the hell did this happen? This was pack fresh. The centering looked great. There was no scratches, nothing. I was expecting this to get a 10. And honestly, for a lot of people that this happens to, they're now put in a pretty sticky situation. If you're trying to flip the card, you're not going to get a PSA 10 value on a PSA 8, obviously. And if you're a collector and, you want only Gem Mint 10 cards in your collection, that's kind of tough. Sorry. So everyone sits there and they're like, what do I do? Number 1, you keep the grade, suck it up. Number 2 is you send it out to get graded somewhere else, hoping that it gets a higher grade. Number 3 is you crack it out, leave it as raw, and then sell it or keep it. And number 4 is you crack it out and you either send it back to the same company that you just got it graded by, or you send it to a different one. Hint, hint, we're going to be discussing option 4. Now, some people may ask, Tony, if it's a PSA 8, don't you think it's just going to be an 8 no matter where else you send it, even if you send it back to the same company? And that's a great question, but it depends on a few factors. Factor number 1, what company did you get the card graded by initially? Was it PSA? Was it Beckett, SGC, CGC, HGA, whatever it was? Every company has a different, stigma around it. Like, for instance, people think BGS grades a lot harder than PSA, and some people think that CGC is a lot tougher on trading card games like Pokemon than, let's say, BGS. I'm not saying everyone believes these, but everyone has their own notion and stigma behind each of the grading companies once you're well seasoned enough. Factor number 2 is, did you crack it out of the slab? Probably the most important part. And number 3 is, did you leave a $100 bill in the submission? Because if not, you're not getting a good grade. The reason why I emphasize cracking it out of the slab is because that's what the majority of people do when they want to get a better grade. If people get their cards back and they confidently think, yeah, I think this deserves a way higher grade, and they got the money to do it, then why not? They're just gonna crack it out of the case and send it off. They're either gonna send it to the initial company, which in this case is PSA, or they're gonna send it off to a company where they think that they're going to get a higher grade for it, and they're going to crack it. They're going to take it out of the slab and they're going to send it in as raw because it eliminates the grading bias. There's 2 examples of the grading bias. I'm a grader from PSA. I see your card came in to get regraded by us. I look at it, it's already a PSA 8, and I'm heavily advised to not change the grade up or down to, keep consistency and faith in the company. We don't want people thinking that they can come to PSA just to continuously get higher and higher grades just by resubmitting. It just makes no sense, and it devalues our slab. Situation 2 is, I'm a grader from Beckett. I see a PSA 8 comes in, and I'm actually encouraged to either return it as is and say that it won't cross because our standards are much higher, or drop down the grade if the customer will allow that, and then send it back. And that way we send across the message, BGS is a lot stricter than PSA, so guess what? Our BGS 9s and 10s are worth more than PSA 9s and 10s, and that's another form of the bias. Now hear me out. Both these situations are pure speculation. I'm not saying that is what happens, and I'm not saying that isn't what happens. I've never worked for a grading company, so I wouldn't know, but that just seems to make sense to a certain degree with that logic. Because, at the end of the day, this is a competitive market right now, and companies are going to compete against each other in any way, shape, or form that they can. Now, I'm not saying that they're going to use underhanded tactics, but I'm also not saying that people can't act on their own will when they're grading cards from any company. The biggest drawback to this whole scenario is cracking the card out of the slab, because 1, it's dangerous, right? Like, these slabs are meant to not be cracked. Like, they're meant to be encapsulated and solidified and protected, and that's exactly what they're going to do to the card. You can crack it out with like a pair of pliers, and you can damage the card to the point where it's no longer an 8.
I'll learn my lesson on what to do next time to not.
Like that Charizard that I had in the video earlier, that could go down to like a 6 or a 7 if you get a scratch on it, crease the card, chip it, whatever. And also, let's say you send that card out and it gets an even lower grade, you're screwed. It's not like you're gonna send in a bunch of pieces of a PSA slab into PSA and be like, hey, actually you guys graded this as an 8, so I don't know why I got a 7. But anyways, listen, you get my point. But that's what we're gonna be exploring in today's video. So let's get a look at the rundown of the submission that we're gonna be sending here. I have 10 cards in this submission, from PSA 1 to PSA 10. I have a PSA 1 base set 2 Charizard, which was surprisingly hard to find a PSA 1 card at like a reasonable price. Very strange. A PSA 2 Ivysaur base set, a PSA 3 Black Star Pikachu, a PSA 4 Black Star Pikachu. Yeah, I'm a genius. I know, I have 2 of the same card, but don't worry, we're going to be able to differentiate them by the markings on the back. PSA 5 Black Star Mew, PSA 6 Victreebel Hollow, PSA 7 Muck Hollow, PSA 8 Dragon Majesty Charizard, PSA 9 base set Tredini, PSA 10 Professor's Research. Give the video a good rewind, pause, and just take a look at those cards and comment your guesses for at least 3 of them in the comments below. And that's how you're going to be entered into the giveaway. I've been seeing that some people have just been clicking on our video, liking it, commenting, and then leaving and not watching, and this is going to be our way to circumvent that. Also, side note, you can watch a ton of different videos on how to crack. I'm not going to show you guys how to crack it because personally I'm not an expert, and I'm not going to teach you guys how to do something that I don't even comfortably know how to do myself. So I'm going to sit down, watch a ton of videos, and I'm going to crack them right now. So here are all the cards. I was able to crack them out. I don't think there was really any issues with that, and so now we're going to send them out to CGC and let's see what they're going to come back as. First things first, I want to say something. I sent these cards up to CGC and they got them turned around and sent back to us within 2.5 weeks. Okay, that's crazy. 2.5 weeks. I was expecting to record this video like 2 weeks from now, and now I'm recording it now. Absolute blasphemy. But listen, I know what you guys are here for, so let's just do it. Okay, we got a Professor's Research. This was the Gem Mint 10. Let's see what it got. 9.5. Okay, interesting. We have the Dratini, which was in 9. Okay. We got the Charizard, which was an 8. I think this one will stay in 8. Oh, okay. 8.5. Muck was the 7. 6.5. All right. We had a Victreebel. I think this one will stay the same. Okay. Okay. We had the Mew, which is a 5. I think this is actually going to go down. Oh, okay. 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 We got the Black Star promo Pikachu, 4. I think this one will probably stay the same. We have the other one. Don't worry, guys. I can tell the difference between the two. I think this one... Oh, a 5. We got the PSA 2 Ivysaur. I think this one will probably be the same as well. Okay. Oh, dude, this thing is just so beat up. This is definitely going to be a 1. Maybe a 1.5. A 3? Oh my. So after looking at the reveal, guys, is that what you expected? Because for me, I know it was not at all. I was expecting kind of the grades to hover around where they were supposed to be, but I was actually quite surprised, especially by the Charizard. With all those scratches in there and how deep they are, I was shocked it did not stay a 1. But however, remember guys, this is all a gamble, right? I wasn't anticipating to make any money here or do anything too crazy. This was just simply an experiment so you guys can take away something from my experience. And I hope you guys did. This was really fun to do. I plan on doing a lot more stuff like this in the future. So guys, as always, make sure to like the video, comment down below what you guys want to see me do next. Subscribe and follow us on Instagram. You'll be entered into the giveaway, like I said before, and I really look forward to giving you guys some more slabs. So I don't know which one I'm going to give away yet, but as usual, we'll figure it out when we get to that point. Stay safe, guys. Have a good day, and I'll catch you guys in a couple of weeks. So peace out.